Hello YouTube, Dogfoot9 here, and welcome to another episode of the Arsenal Career Mode. And today we are kicking off with the squad report, just showing you guys what's happening with the squad, who's improving, who's not. This time in my last FIFA, we were probably doing better with some of the players, mainly because we had a couple more younger players than we did now, and we were playing them a bit more often. Because this game is a bit more, well, it's new, and so it's a bit more difficult. I'm using some of those more experienced players to try and build my confidence up. But as you can see here, some of my younger players are improving. Some of my older ones are improving a bit as well. Some are decreasing, like Thomas Rosicky, in some areas, and some of them are staying the same. And in this year's FIFA, it seems that quite a few players are staying at the same for quite a bit longer. So it's going to be hard for you guys to get your players up to the top level if they're starting about in the 70s. They can't get up to 85 or 90 in their first 2 or 3 seasons. So it seems you have to be good with the signings you buy, and you're going to have to be a bit more tactical at what age and what overall you buy players at, because if they do get too high, then they'll be too expensive, and if they start too low, then it's going to take you a lot of time and bother to try and get them up to that top potential. So, anyway, getting into this game, well, first game here. Before we do that, we are going to set up our youth squad, because I forgot that with the scouting thing, we've still got youth squads, which we are still doing, and they are still young players which we can buy over the youth network. I didn't do one last season for my Arsenal Career Mode on FIFA 13, but this year's FIFA 14 I am going to be doing. And also, as you can see, there's loads more scouting and stuff that you can do in this year's FIFA. So I am going to be trying to get as many games as I can into these episodes, because I've been focusing a bit too much, I think, on all this scouting stuff. So if I do edit out any scouting, I'm sorry about that, but it's probably going to be scouting which isn't that important. So I'm going to show you really scouting and emails which are actually important, because all this season, or all this FIFA, I've just been showing you everything which has been coming into my inbox and stuff like that. So anyway, we eventually get to where we're going to be putting our scout, and you know, I'm just looking around here which countries I can start in, because as you know, at the moment it seems to be quite a few of the European countries with quite a few good players in it. I was going to look into Brazil, but you know, I was thinking maybe not, because Brazil are always scouted, so there will be new players coming from Brazil all the time, and they'll probably be in those Brazilian squads already, like in the Liga do Brazil. So I probably won't be able to start and pick up any players who they've probably already picked up, players who I'm trying to get. So I decided to go into England because they've got some really good young players. I'm probably going to go over to France, Germany, Spain definitely, because they've got some really solid players coming up through in the ranks. Probably Italy as well, because there's players like El Shawari who've just come up. So I might look, see if I can pick up the next, or a player similar to El Shawari, or something like that. Eventually I might go down to Brazil and see what's happening down there, maybe even Argentina or Colombia, or one of these newer leagues which you can play in. But as you can see here, I'm just changing around my squad for my first game of this episode, and I've got 2 in because I did a squad report, but normally I will be trying to get 3 in if I can. So yeah, another thing is, guys, I've been looking through that YouTube free music thing where you can put on background music to your videos, but you know, I've been looking at it and it's not really that good. If you guys have seen it, it's 105 songs which are free. You can just do whatever you want with them, but some of them, you know, they're not proper background music, proper tracks, and I don't really like the sound of any of them really. I've gone through quite a few of them, but I want to know if you guys want me to use some of them, because I'll be happy to use them. It's just that I haven't been able to see how I can use them really, because I could add some background music to this, along with obviously you can hear a bit of the game volume at the same time. In game now, you can hear it probably. If you can't, then I've probably messed up sound settings, which I'll try not to do as much, because I know the last episode I did mess up with video settings a bit, but hopefully today I'll actually remember not to do that. So if you do want me to use some of that YouTube background music, then please tell me in the comments section below. And also here, as you can see, Basong, I think that is, he's absolutely bossing my 3 attackers there. I think it was Ozil was pushing off the ball at the same time as Giroud and Walcott, and straight away from that, they get Gary Hooper through onto the goal, and that is just a brilliant goal there for them. And just telling you guys, this is before the patch came into action. I think it might have just been before the patch came into action. I can't remember. But here we do quite a well-timed through ball over the head to Ozil, and Markovic scores a brilliant goal for us there, and he's starting to really become a really good striker for us, who I can bring on. I might even start to I might start to use him just starting straight away. I definitely will probably use him over like Sonogo and players like that, even though Sonogo has been playing quite well for me recently. I'm trying to actually sign Markovic. I think that's how you say his name, as he scores another goal for us there, because he's a really good young player and also he's a bit higher overall to start with than Sonogo. So Sonogo, he might go out on loan, and Markovic, if I do manage to sign him at the end of the season from his loan, I will keep him and I'll probably be using him as my backup striker instead of Sonogo, because Sonogo is a good player, he's really strong, but I think, you know, he needs some experience to be able to come up to that class that the Barclays Premier League demands from him. So yeah, if you want me to send him out on loan, then please tell me. I might even do it in my winter transfer season. I'm probably going to send out quite a few of my my young players in the winter transfer season, because at the moment I've just been seeing how I've been experimenting really in this first like half of the season, and just seeing like which players play best where, fitness and all sorts of stuff like that. But as you can see there, Oliver Drew is injured for 9 days, but as you can see, as you probably won't have seen that, but there was an international break. I did do quite a bit of scouting, but it wasn't really too much important, so I did decide to skip it out. So if you do want to, obviously, again, if you do want to see that scouting, then tell me. But I decided to skip it out as it was a bit long and drawn out, because I was just sending scouts all over the place and I wasn't really getting too much back. I kind of like took the opportunity of the international break to go to countries which, you know, I haven't really scouted too much. Some of those countries, which if they do produce a good player, it'll be quite good to see. But it's not one of those prolific countries that provide loads of young players. Like I sent it to like down to Australia within some of their leagues. But obviously, I don't know why, but some of their players aren't as rated as high as over here. Probably because they're not as like not in Europe and not as many. Well, not in Europe. It's not that, but it's probably because they're not like seen as like skilled or something. I don't know. It might just be FIFA marking him down lower. You might not watch him. It might be as good as some of the teams over here, but you know, it might just be their way of balancing it out and making sure that not every league is extremely good and stuff like that. I don't know. It just might just be them being blunt and saying they're not as good as like the Box Premier League or like Liga 1 or the Bundesliga or the League BBVA. I don't know. But here we do get a pretty early goal with Oliver Giroud, and that makes it 1-0 as he takes the ball off of the keeper's foot and scores us a really nice goal there. Well, one of the most champion goals ever, and that makes it 1-0. And then again we get Walcott on the ball here. Walcott passes it out to Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta with a through ball to Boateng, who gets the ball into a box with crossing. He's a centre back originally, but he can still cross the ball well, and Drew gets his head onto that. And then here Wesley Sneijder is giving him way too much room there in the box, and he didn't even have to head it. He just let the ball drop onto his foot, and he volleys it into the back of the net, and that gets him his first goal of the game, and it's their first goal as well for Galatasaray. Now Galatasaray, we know how much of a good attacking team they are, and they do a bit of really good passing here. They didn't really make too many chances for themselves, but late on in the game they did get this ball in and they did score from it, and it was really frustrating because we had been dominating the game, because their defence isn't that good. They didn't kind of put out that really good defence, which you can see from some of these squads, but we did draw to them 2-2, so I think that makes us second in the table now in our group, but I don't know. So until next time guys, I'll see you guys later. Remember to like the video. So until then, I'll see you guys later. Bye.